Okay, good evening, everyone. Trust you've all been doing good. Welcome to.
I think so.
Okay, great. I can see your responses. Thank you. Yeah. Please, if you're just joining in, kindly mute your microphones and turn off your videos. So it's just myself and our speaker here. Thank you. So, welcome to this webinar. We'll be discussing on succeeding in this competitive job market. This webinar is put together by YEC, Young and Excellence Club, and just bring on board Mr. Damola Giwa, the president of YEC, to give us a brief welcome address. Then we kickstart the session quickly. My name is Sheo Yusuf, and I'll be your host for today.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So this is Young and Excellent Club. We're a group of professionals, and we're just passionate about helping other people. So I won't want to bore you with too much information. So, but what we'll do is just to introduce all our members who are here at the moment. So if I mention your name, you just tell us your name and then what you do. I will start with Tony Ogumola. I see you are here. So just tell us your name and what you do.
If you let me like 5 seconds.
Mr. Tony Ogumola.
Turn off, mute our microphones.
So what you do for me, host, is that you can unmute in so that you can talk.
Thank you very much. I think I'm unmuted now. Thanks very much, Mr. Host. And I'm Tony Ogumola, as Damola Giwa said. I manage a team of data scientists for Stanbic IBTC. Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. Okay, what I'll do because of time is to just introduce every other person. I can see Taiwa Ajasa here. She works with First Bank. I can see Mayowa Ogumola. She's a legal professional. And she's also, we're glad to have her here. She's a member of the YMC. I can see Akinloye Oyewole, who's also a banker. I can see Ayo Idowu. He's an entrepreneur. He's based in Nigeria. Currently in between Canada and Nigeria.
If they ask you, you introduce yourself.
Yes, then I can see. Now I'm trying to scroll through also the other people who are here. I can see Toasty Anima Shaun, based in Oyo, and it's one of our members also. And I can see Shaun is our host today. Now, please. So I just did a brief introduction. I might have missed out some people who are on the call today, so just bear with me. But our focus is to try in our own ability to give back to our community. We have a focus first on our community in a town called Awe in Oyo State, where we go back there and we do a lot of projects trying to inspire the young people there. But now, because the world has become a global village and we have our members scattered all over the country and also in some other countries outside Nigeria, we thought, okay, we can actually leverage the platform provided by digital innovation now to be able to reach more people. So today's session will be with Oluyemi Adeosun. He's an HR expert, and very soon I believe the moderator will present his profile so we know who he is. I want you to open your heart and be ready to ask a lot of questions. I almost said answer questions, but you will be asking a lot of questions, and anything that you want to know about how to succeed in this competitive marketplace, I believe is the right person to help us with it. So, moderator, you can take over, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Damola. Yeah, so here we have one of Africa's finest HR professional and experts, in person of Mr. Oluyemi Adeosun. So Oluyemi is a licensed human resource professional with expertise across high-profile industries, including consulting, telecommunications, financial services, broadcasting, real estate, advertising, and a couple of others. He offers professional expertise and a diverse range of skills within but not limited to organizational strategy, development, business partnership, change management, employee relationship management, and administrative expertise and HR roles. He has an MBA and MSc, and is doing really good in this space. Hi, Yemi. Welcome to this webinar. So good to have you here with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So going to the business of the day, I know you're really packed and set to dish out insights as to how we could, wade through this competitive job market. Yeah. Well, I'd like to start with comparing the competitiveness of this market right now and when it's earlier in the 2000s, like 2000, 2003, and now in 2020. Because right now, according to NBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, we have over 1.8 million people that are released into the job market annually. And this was as of 2014. So I can imagine how it is right now in 2020. Yeah, would you just want to do a throwback and back to the present, the competitiveness of the job market in Nigeria so far?
If you know me a little or you know me a bit, you will realize that I'm not always very conventional. So permit me to twist and say that the level of competitiveness we have today is the same level of competitiveness we have 2,000 years ago, and will be the same level of competitiveness in 2,000 years' time. How do I mean? You are competing against yourself. You are either your best or you are a mediocre. At every point in the nation's history, the best had always stood out, while the mediocre had always struggled. How do I mean? Even when we look back and say 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 40 years ago, the economy was buoyant. There are still people struggling, unemployed, even at the, in quotes, best of times. And at the worst of times, there are people making legitimate income, making legitimate profit, and not harming people in the process. So the competition that I'm focusing on is not Oluyemi competing against Damola Giwa. It's not Oluyemi competing against Tony Daniel. It's not Oluyemi competing against Ayo. In fact, we have never competed for anything before. Why? We have tried to become our best, even though it's an ongoing vision and process, and therefore doors have always perpetually opened for us. And that is why we are here today, to look at some of the things we can do. So when we talk about competitiveness, we are saying that if you choose to be a mediocre, there will be many mediocres around you you will struggle with. However, if you choose to be your best, you will now compete with the best of the best. You still now need to have an edge, because in the world of the best, there's still a few circle of people. How do you now position yourself? So now answering your question directly, relatively, things are tougher now.
It's me, it's Bajel.
10 years ago or 20 years ago, but it's relative. It now depends on how you look at it. I remember when Damola was looking for his first job, he had to go to Tuesday. Now people never have to adverts because they can go online anytime. So with respect to looking for a job, it's perhaps easier now than 20 years ago. Do you understand? So some things are better, some things are worse. So the important thing, the constant is you, better or worse. So I'll take that as my opening statement. Thank you so much, Mr. Host.
Okay, interesting. Would you want to further enlighten us on how this current COVID-19 has affected this current market too? how interesting has it made it been?
So the beautiful thing about COVID-19, again, permit me to link this conversation to the past conversation. If I had my way, I would have wanted to know the number of people currently on this call who were the last edition, because they had done a lot of background and foundational conversation around COVID,
yeah,
which I won't necessarily want to duplicate, except I have significant number of people here who missed out of our early opportunity. But just as a recap, from my own perspective, COVID-19 has actually not brought anything new. However, things that have been relatively unpopular or hidden or coded, COVID-19 brought them to the limelight. The platform we are using right now existed 2 years ago, bros. Mr. Host, am I lying?
You're very correct.
The only thing is that YEC, when I say YEC, I mean Oluyemi and you, Mr. Host, we decided not to see it. But COVID-19 opened my eyes and your eyes, and of course, all our leaders, our members, then we could have a conversation. Before now, we'll probably be gathered in a hall, on a field, somewhere, because we want to interact face to face, and we'll be having this conversation. But suddenly, COVID brought this to limelight. So I just need to emphasize that, so that COVID enabled our awareness. And I thank COVID for that. But the thing is, some people had become disaware pre-COVID. So the next thing that will come, I don't know what the name is, and it may not come in the form of the health pandemic. Whatever it will be, our job as YEC, our job while we're having this conversation, is that we will have seen them ahead. So when that thing comes up, we are so well positioned and we are clean out nicely because we have been primed to succeed. So I'm grateful and thankful to COVID, and I hope every member of the audience is too, because it has opened our eyes to opportunities. For example, I started training today. I decided to do that training because of COVID. I contested an election 2 or 3 days ago. It's COVID that made me contest for that election. So my question for you is that what was not in your 2020 goals and agenda that you have done, initiated, embarked upon due to COVID? Please, nobody here must be a victim of COVID. Everybody on this call must say, oh, because of COVID, in spite of COVID, COVID is not an excuse. COVID is an enabler. For those of us that, well, I'm saying this respectfully, science students. I mean the original meaning of science students, not the recent meaning. For those of us that were science students, we know what they call catalysts, enzymes, that is what COVID is to our destiny, to our career. It has come to fast track and accelerate our progress, our learning, our adaptability, our agility, and the way we see and respond to things. Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we all know that the HR department is one of the most liked, in quotes, in every organization. Yeah, so most times people apply for roles, they don't even get invited. People apply for roles, second or third stage, they are disqualified, or something gets to happen that they don't get the role and all. And most times, the two major instruments we get to use is our resume and our cover letter. Yeah, so you're an HR expert. You've been in this industry for 2 decades plus, yeah? You've had real-time experiences and you've shortlisted candidates, you've interviewed people and all. What are the key things people like you look out for in CVs? So you might want to consider fresh graduates and early young professionals that are trying to switch jobs.
Okay, so at this point, I will flip through some of my slides.
Okay.
as appropriate. Okay, so let me start from reverse. Okay, so for example, an organization has values. You, the candidate, do you have values? Now, generally speaking, no matter what the organization is, whether it's for profit or a non-profit, an NGO, charity or faith-based organizations, there are some things around us. We are looking for revenue, income, sales. We are also looking for how to reduce or eliminate costs. So even if we are a faith-based organization, we may not call it revenue, we may call it contribution, donation, offering. If we don't get inflow, we don't get to run our organization, whatever nomenclature we give to it. And no matter how much inflow we get, if we don't reduce or manage cost, we will struggle to survive, to stay afloat. We're also looking at quality, and that is typically defined by the customers or by the standards and regulatory authority. Lastly, we are looking at time, turnaround time. How do we get things done quickly, effectively, and efficiently? Now, I'm using generic terms, but these are the generic eyes we use to evaluate your CV, your profile, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter. We are trying to see that no matter what you are saying, can I see inflow through this instrument? Can I see effective management of cost through this document? Can I see evidence that this individual will always guarantee quality? Do I see sufficient evidence that this person has managed their time very well? Let me use one or two examples. So I got a 2-2. So let me see as an example. What does that tell Damola, who is the IRA manager? Damola, your face is giving me inspiration. Please stay with me, brother. Stay with me, brother. What does that tell you when I tell you I got 50 over 100? It means over an average of 4 years, my productivity was 50%. That's 2-2. Okay, let me stretch it. The upper limit of 2-2 is 59. That means in the last 4 years, the quality I could come out with is 59. A 2-1 is saying the quality I came out with in the last 5 years, if it's engineering, in the last 6 years, if it's architecture, is 60 to 69%. So everything on your CV, your LinkedIn profile, or your cover letter must be communicating some of these attributes or all of these attributes all at the same time. Now, you said, what are we looking for? I'm also projecting on the slide right now the 2020 top skills. This information, I got it from the World Economic Forum, so it's not my personal idea, but this has been validated by many of my contemporaries and colleagues, even those of us on this call. Now, to the right, to my own right here.
Sorry, please hold on. Can we also see my screen? Please drop an emoji in the chat room.
So,
okay. Thank you.
So, what are we looking for? We are looking for skills. I'll say that again. What are we looking for? We are looking for skills. We are not looking for qualifications. We are looking for skills. So when you drop your qualifications must also what? Translate to skills, and you must link it. These are some of the skills we need. Now, this is by no means exhaustive. There are more than 10 skills in the world. Let me say that. So, for example, I belong to an organization called Toastmasters. And in Toastmasters program, there are 300 competencies we try to push across. Now, of course, you won't get all the 300, but there are 300 potential competencies. So let me say there are probably more than 1,000 competencies globally. So you need an array of skills relative to the kind of opportunities you are looking for. But on a most generic, broad and global level, these are the top 10 in 2020, which we have now. Complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility. Let me explain one or two, and let me pick the one that looks slightly more strange to one or two people here. I can read one or two persons' mind. Cognitive flexibility just means the ability to be flexible in spite of the fact that you are intelligent. So some people are very intelligent, but they are rigid or stubborn with their intelligence. So we need someone who is intelligent, who has an open mindset, not a fixed mindset, such that when you get new information based on data, you can quickly switch your position and adjust your strategy or run with the new strategy. Not that as it is in the beginning, so is it now, and so will it be. So you must be intelligent, but also flexible with your intelligence. Okay? Emotional intelligence, which is another point I'll quickly mention here, talks to one, understanding yourself, understanding the people you work with, either your team members, and understanding even the customers or the clients. So that's why during an interview process, if you come across as if your last organization, you fought with your line manager, you have already told us that you lack what? Emotional intelligence. Even though we didn't. So in the interview, sometimes nobody will say, Damola, do you have emotional intelligence? No. If they say so, what will Damola say? Damola will say, in fact, I have 3 portions of emotional intelligence. So they will ask questions in a way that if you are not very smart, you won't even know what they are testing for. And if you talk a lot like me, you will expose your weakness and also your strengths in the process. So these are some of the things we are looking for. I hope I've been able to provide some answers. Let me get back to you, the host. And my panel members, feel free to contribute. I give you power of delegation in case you want to drop something. Don't say I'm the expert though.
Thank you, Yemi. Quick one, before I let you go at this, you made mention of someone finishing with 2-2. Yeah, but for perhaps, for individuals like that, what could they possibly do to set themselves apart? So, so make that statement that they could actually do something and do it very well, aside the fact that they finished with 2-2.
I didn't get that question. Can you recap it in 2 sentences?
So I'm saying, so for persons that finish with 2-2, what can they do to set themselves apart? Yeah. So the fresh graduate that just finished with 2-2.
They are talking to me that I got 2-2, Abi. Okay.
Okay, perhaps you see, you give us your score.
You will not understand.
Did you get a 2-2?
Me?
Yes.
I finished with a 2-1.
Bros, you are too intelligent for my liking. Please, can I get the votes that got a 2-2?
You don't know if my team was just on the dot.
It doesn't matter. My 2-2 was a 2-2-2-2, 3.1. Okay, so let me tell you what I did back then. And I'm not saying this as a formula or a prescription. So immediately I got a 2-2. So I knew, why did I get a 2-2? I didn't desire to get anything better. I must be honest. I didn't have a goal not to get a 2-2. So I deserved it. I was a laissez-faire student. I put in average effort into reading and I got corresponding. So I wasn't failed by the department or by any lecturer. So it is a true reflection. So that's the first reality you must come to. Because once you think the grade you got it because you are victimized, you won't be able to make some adjustments. However, by the time I was in my final year, and the realities of the labor market, the workplace, was dawning on me. I saw that, oh, I should have made some wiser choices 3-4 years later. Okay, so by the time I was serving, I served in Taraba. During my service here, I obtained my first master's form, which was an MBA at Federal University in Yola, Adamawa. Eventually, I didn't go for that program because of parental pressure. They felt I would be too close to Alhaji Atiku, and they wanted me to be close to people like Tinubu in Lagos. That's just a joke, by the way, anyway.
Yeah.
So I had already primed that I need to take additional studies. So for you listening to me now, it may be a master's, it may be certifications, it may be professional examination. Then let me also share this with you, Mr. Host. You know, when we were in Taraba, we used to get daily newspapers the next day. What do I mean? We will get Tuesday newspaper on Wednesday because Taraba was far. You get Wednesday newspaper on Thursday. So we were 1 day behind Nigeria as a day. Today, you won't have that kind of problem because you have access to internet. So I saw a mobile job advert placed by Mobile Unlimited. In that job advert, so they were looking for, they listed about 12 or 15 disciplines. Let me just mention some of them: economics, physics, statistics, mathematics, petroleum engineering. It was more or less like a graduate trainee or a management trainee program. So the first line in the requirement, I saw 2-1 of first class. 2-1 of first class. Normally, they were talking to people like Mr. Host, people like my president. But I will show you one skill that you must have, even if you have a 2-1 in first class. Normally, I should have flipped the advert to the next one that will accept 2-2. But I kept reading. So curiosity, perseverance is a key skill to succeed yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Just in the very next bullet point, I saw something that changed my life. I saw 2-2 with a master's can apply. Then it dawned on me that, oh, my mistake of 4 years, I can use a 1 or 2 year program to cover up. Trust me, I never missed application for any master's program, except I didn't hear about it. So I'm one of the first people in my set to do a master's, and I'm probably one of the first. I was one of the people who dragged some of my friends, including Amala, to do it. They didn't need it. I needed it for survival. Are we together? Now, but that's just one option. Again, there are multiple options. You could pursue all of them if you can afford the financial implications, or if you can afford the time, okay, or you prioritize. So there are also certifications depending on your area: IT, HR, finance, risk management, you know, and so on and so forth. So you must be, especially if you want to be an employee, because the employer has options and they have choices. Another option you can explore is to quickly enter the labor market. Now, your entry level may be slightly suboptimal. So you want to be, for example, you may go for roles that are not very popular. Let me give you an example. PA. Not many people would like to be a PA. The job you would like to do, and many people would like to do, will be also very competitive. So profile yourself. What are the roles around? Because if you are, so I think I heard someone say it during our last program, or even the two speakers, that when you are out of the labor market, the first thing is enter the market. Just enter, and then you are now going to be diligent. You know, I dare say, and I'm sure some of my friends on this call can bear witness, I've probably read more than Damola in a way after school. Why? When Damola was reading, I was catching phone. Now Damola is slightly catching his phone now. Even as I speak now, I'm reading. I have an exam in 6 weeks' time. So I saw that when others stopped, I have to what? Start. So you may be playing catch up, so you have to pay for your price. So if you have anybody who is an undergraduate listening to us, please don't wait. Step up your game now. It will help you to be slightly lazier, like our president said in future, in case you choose to. So those are the kind of things. You can also volunteer, look for free opportunities to work, render service, so that you can get skills on the job. Okay, because let me say this, when I was doing my master's program, and one of my lecturers said something profound, and I'll never forget it. He said that ideally, knowledge and work experience should be malleable and interchanged. That's why if you see some job vacancy, you will see BSc with 2 years experience apply. Then you can see MSc 1 year experience apply. Or you will see school certs with 6 years experience apply. They are trying to say that if combined and if the right qualities are attained, work experience and knowledge and training can be intertwined. So try to get as much share of these buckets as much as possible. Let me go back to you again, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, thank you so much. So I quickly want to take you to, you made mention earlier when you were speaking about LinkedIn profiling and the likes. And in this current time, most times you just get to have someone post you on LinkedIn and say, hi, I'm so and so. Would you be interested in this role? Please share your resume with me. So how best can we leverage platforms like LinkedIn, to get desired roles, keyword search and stuff like that, like we get to hear, can you bring it closer to us? And secondly, how true is it when recruiters get to profile somebody from LinkedIn to Instagram to Twitter? So is it actually right, and why do they actually do this?
Okay. Thank you for introducing that second question, because I will have strayed there anyway. So let me say this. In a way, LinkedIn is a social media platform.
Yeah.
It's just that it's professional from intention and design. So LinkedIn is almost like Facebook, Instagram. But each of these social media platforms have core purpose. But for example, I've seen on LinkedIn somebody saying, I need a wife. That's not the core purpose. But I've also seen on Facebook somebody saying, I need a job, and probably got the job. That may not really be the core purpose. But why could you do anything on this platform? Because it's social. You can engage, you can communicate. So if you are on any and every of these platforms, let me say this, I'm sure people like and testify to this, that sometimes when you go to an embassy and you are talking to I'm losing energy. Host, can you help me? I'm losing energy. When you are in the consular, by the time they say, what's your name? And you say, my name is Oluyemi Adeosun. Sometimes the embassy staff, do you know what he's doing? Sometimes he's not looking at your application. He has gone to your name to see what is coming up. The next thing you will see, the consular staff will be asking you that, oh, you like Arsenal. In your mind, you will say, are these people reading me? Because when he Googled you, maybe the first thing that popped up was Gunners for Life. Or, God help you, saying something about Obaseki and Oshiomhole. The guy can say, oh, you are very politically conscious. In your mind, you say, how does he know? Okay, or you're a very religious person. Has he done? He has put your name in Google. Simple Google search. Okay, so I will advise everybody here today, now or immediately after now, please put your name on Google. What do you see there? Once you put your name on Google, if you like what you see, please sustain it. If you don't like what you see, deliberately, intentionally begin to what? Create content. So if you go to Google right now, you can also search my name out. You will see academic papers I have published that will show you that, oh, I'm an emerging authority in research in human resources, and it's intentional. So let me quickly also say this. You must also be online intentionally. So let me give you an example. So I published a paper recently, by the way, for my colleagues here. My 4th paper came out 4 days ago that I published on attraction of talent, firm perspective. Now, the journal will automatically make me be easily findable. But guess what? There's something called Google Scholar. I went to register. Everybody has access to Google Scholar, but if you have not published anything, what are you going to put there? So anybody can go to Google Scholar, upload your publications there. Then there are other platforms. There's something they call ResearchGate for people in research. I went there, I registered. Why am I saying this? I have colleagues who have publications like me, but they are not on Google Scholar. They are not on ResearchGate. So you must also be what? Intentional. The same way, at the minimum, go to what? LinkedIn. Register. Put your qualifications, your hobbies. You can reach out to people to endorse you for skills. So you can put professional things, both work experience. You can. So let me give an example. Like Mr. Host, let's assume that this is Host that is doing for us. Let's assume that I have not been doing it before. You can go to the LinkedIn somewhere, maybe hobbies or something. You put Host YEC education series. Then I or Damola can go and then go and endorse him. So I'm trying to say that you can create value even from things you do for free. Things you do in church, in fellowship, in your community development association. Okay, so there is a thin line between your social media profile and your applications. Now, is it right or wrong? This platform may not be the best to debate it, because whatever our judgment is doesn't change the reality. But what I'm saying is, when they go and check you out, they shouldn't find you indecently dressed. They shouldn't find you making vulgar statements. However, even you now need to consciously be marketing something. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, and if you're not following me and you're on Twitter, please follow me. Again, I owe my Twitter progress to Damola Giwa. He initiated me to Twitter. So your friends matter a lot. Even though Damola Giwa's followership is chasing after me now. Damola, please come back. I hope
Thank you, Damola.
I just try to throw a jibe, you know.
Yeah.
But on Twitter, go to Twitter now. Check the comments, my statements there. Even if you don't go to my, you know, on Twitter, there's a place where you put your profile.
Yeah.
So please, that is the first place to start. Go and check, call up my Twitter page now. What would you see there? You see something like management consultant, HR professional, trainer. I'm just saying this, so, and please don't, if you don't understand me, don't misunderstand me. And Pastor Tony, please forgive me. On my Twitter page, you won't see lover of Jesus. Now, is it a bad thing? Absolutely not. On my Twitter page, you won't see father. Do I have a child? Yes. On my Twitter page, you won't see father, husband. Do I have a wife? Yes. You won't see friend. I'm not selling those things. Do you understand? So don't just say, oh, when I checked Damola's Twitter page or I checked Tony Daniel's Twitter page, I saw pastor, reverend. No. Every word. I have lost counts when I will stumble on somebody's social media or Twitter page that I will private chat them when I know them and say, please delete social item. It doesn't add value. Some will write the right thing, but there will be grammatical error. Already, I don't need to ask you that you pay attention to details. When in your profile, you made 1 or 2 errors already. You have answered the question, do you pay attention to details?
Very valid.
I am saying that you have to be intentional. That's why I mentioned earlier that what's your vision statement, what's your core value, so that you will not be selling it. When you now go through my tweets, I tweet on career, job, how to advance in your career, how to secure your job, leadership. They are direct. You will never see. It doesn't matter what shooting stars, up shooting. You know, some people like Arsenal, man. I like shooting stars. You won't believe it. Sometimes when I come to Ibadan and they are playing, I go to watch them. But you won't see me say up shooting on my Twitter. Now, if I was a sport promoter, that is what I'll be doing morning, afternoon, and night. But I am not a sport promoter. Do you understand? So what is that? I even put it yesterday that when you're on social media, if you are not careful, you just be enriching the platform owners. You should be on social media propagating a product, a service, or some ideas that are consistent, so that when they need a consultant in that area, they can reach out to you. So on your LinkedIn, whatever platform, as much relevant information as you can. Please get someone else to read it for you to make sure it's well couched out. Tell us what you have done. Tell us what you can do. You can also get 1 or 2 people to endorse you. Lastly, because I can see that we may need to move on to another question anytime now. Lastly, from your LinkedIn or any other profile, be careful who you follow. So if you go to my Twitter now, from time to time I remove people. Maybe they make something about, they glorify rape. Immediately I unfollow you. I don't want to be following somebody that is neutral to rape, or they are talking about Black Lives Matter. You now make a derogatory statement. I unfollow you. Do you understand? So don't go and follow somebody who is infamous or who has negative notoriety. Please. Because if people you follow is an indication of your beliefs. So follow people. Now look for like who are the top 10 people in this industry, in this space, nationally, on the continent, globally. Go and follow them. So my last point here is that sometimes you may not even be able to private chat. If you are lucky, they accept your invitation. If you are lucky, you may even now be able to chat them up and say, oh, Mr. Damolakiwa, I would like you to mentor me. You may be lucky, they may say yes. Or this is my CV. I'd like to send my CV to your organization. Can you send me an email? So you can now begin to prospect for opportunities, for clients, for relationships that can help you. Let me just take a breather. Let's go for a commercial break. Over to you.
Great. Thank you, Yemi. Great insight. So talking, your last sentence, you made mention of relationships. Yeah, relationships, networking. I get to get this a lot. You know, I have lots of friends that are like, oh, I'm investing lots of time in networking. I'm doing this. We get to get networking as the boss word. Yeah. So how do we get to leverage our network? Yeah. I know you touched on it briefly, but I'd want you to give more insight. You know, leverage networking, job search, and the likes. You know, because referrals, recommendations. You know, putting that up together and having a good start.
Okay. So one of my very best friends, his name is Jimmy Mokikon. He was our guest at the last edition. I suspect
Jimmy is there.
If he's on this call, I pray he's not hearing what I'm about to say now, so that he can. See, I've seen many people in life. The people who helped them maybe get their first breakthrough in career was a senior or somebody way older. For me, it was my peer. I met Jimmy in 100 level. The only area I'm better than Jimmy is in height. He's better than me in every other area. Is it character? Is it behavior? Is it intelligence? Name it. However, I drew very close to him. In fact, it's through me that people like Damola and Co became his what? His friends. That was one thing I probably did well in the university. I was able to identify intelligent people like Damola Giwa and the likes. I became their friends. The first day I became conscious of Tunde Giwa, I went to his house that day. I don't know, we are all Christians on this platform. You know, when you hear that somebody, Jesus went with somebody to his home or something, that same day, that's the way I am. Now, these were hardworking, diligent people. So at best, they had prospects. So hopefully, growing up, you had worked well with people so that they have good impression, you have gone the extra mile, you have supported them. Take, for example, when I was on campus, Damola Giwa, Tunde Giwa knew that anytime they could come to my room, they could stay over anytime. They had access. They didn't need in fact, my roommates knew them every time. Of course, if I wanted to go to town where they were staying, I didn't need to give them notice. Do you understand? I'm saying that all of us at one point or the other, we have resources we can use to help people. So when you don't need people, help them. If you need them, they will help you back. Now, the first time Jimmy Mokikon helped me, it wasn't even me. It was my elder brother. My elder brother was at the University of Ibadan. They called themselves the first and the best. But he couldn't get placement for his IT. He had to come to Ilorin better by far to get help. I said, what? You mean you can't get ordinary IT placements in University of Ibadan? All the people in your class, in your faculty, who are their parents? Who did they know? So bring your CV, Jarek. I gave it to Jimmy. Before we say Jack, my brother was with us in Ilorin at 7-Up during 90. Relationship. My father had already secured a pure water company for my brother to do his IT. I changed his life. Are we together? He stayed with me in the hostel for 3 or 4 months, duration of the IT. Of course, fast forward many years later. The first quality job, not the first job, the first quality job I got.
Quality, emphasis on quality.
Quality, emphasis on quality. Guess who got it for me? Jimmy. And now let me shock you. So that you can understand and appreciate relationship. I didn't call Jimmy to say, Jimmy, no. In fact, at that point in time, I was still doing my master's program. I was at the tail end. Jimmy was the one that said, Oluyemi, bring your CV now. I think I can submit it. I said, bros, I'm still doing my project or thesis or something. He said, don't worry. That it takes time for CVs to be considered, blah, blah, blah. Most likely by the time they will even consider you come for interview, you will be done. I said, Jimmy, are you sure? He said, I'm the one that said, bring your CV. So cut the long story short, I at the time that my salary was slightly less than Jimmy's tithes. At this, I moved to something close to, this is not a joke. But let me also say this. Jimmy had a car, in fact, a Mercedes Benz. I didn't have anything. So even enter bus was a struggle. But I was close to Jimmy. I didn't feel intimidated, but I was wise. I won't call Jimmy or Damola 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. Because some people, they will say, my friend doesn't talk to me again. It will be a management meeting at that time now, or departmental meeting. If I'll call him maybe 6 in the evening, 8 in the evening, or send him a text that when can I call you? I was showing them respect, even though I was not really working at their own level. To cut the long story short, it dropped my CV. I did well, and I got the job. We are still together. Fast forward many years later, I also gave Jimmy, where he's working right now, I showed him the opportunity and he grabbed it. I paid him back, even though it wasn't intentional. So I'm saying that relationship will always be critical. Relationship will always, if I need to go to Canada today, Isaac cannot say he doesn't know me. Yes, they can't say they don't know me. And it has nothing to do with Damola Giwa, because when I had opportunities to relate with them, they served in Taraba. I received them. That year, I became brother to them. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter the person's state today, whether the person is wearing designer clothes, maybe his English is, out of this world, Queen's English. No, treat everybody well. whether it's your houseboy, your nanny, your cousin, treat everybody well. Even if those people don't help you, the seeds you have sown will open doors with you, even with strangers, and you will find favor with them. Next question, my brother.
Thank you for telling us that bit of your story and your experience. So many lessons in there, even for me. Yeah. So yeah, the next question is I would like you to quickly touch briefly on interview etiquettes. Now most of the interviews you get to do are now virtual. You know, brief chat here, Zoom meeting here, Teams call, phone interview, quickly work on this presentation and all. Can you just give us 1 or 2 tips for like standard online etiquette for interviews?
Okay. So before I move into that proper, let me do this general overview. It might be helpful to 1 or 2 people here. So generally speaking, if you can, please look at the screen right now. If you can, please look at your screen right now. Generally speaking, there are like 2 types of interviews. Now, there are more, but generally speaking, broadly speaking, there are like 2 types. You have what we call the competency-based interview. And then we have what we call the situation-based interview. Now, when you are looking at the competency-based interview, it's typically looking out for your what? Skills and knowledge. Leveraging on your qualifications and capability. Please pay attention. When we are now looking at the situation-based interview, it's looking out for what? Innovation and creativity, and watching out for your personality and your behavioral traits. Now, you may have the capacity to do a job, but you may have attitudinal or behavioral issues. So let me give you an example now. I have many friends. Now, if you tell me to work with Jimmy Mokikon or Tunde Giwa on a project, I will pick Tunde Giwa. Why? We will have less friction based on our behaviors. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Jimmy's behavior. It is me. Tunde Giwa can more tolerate me than Jimmy. Jimmy is threshold to tolerate me. We say, Oluyemi Otutide. Tunde Giwa will never say that. Do you understand? So I'm trying to show you where behavior can, so that, because sometimes when you want to join a team, they are checking that is your behavior complementary to the team. If you already have like an Oluyemi, do you need another Jimmy? Maybe not. So in that place, context, you may pass a competency-based interview and not pass the behavioral. Maybe they already have enough of your time. So you have things like personality tests, personality profile, and it's good to also understand that you can go online. There are many free online samples where you can do your test in case you don't know your profile. Because different personality profiles align with different careers slightly better. So that when they are saying, tell us about this, because you already know the personality profile that most fits that kind of job role, even if you don't have it, you will have probably acquired it by training, and then you can speak around it. So those are the two types of interview. Now, to take this further, when it comes to interview, the interview itself is not the beginning of the process. It means, oh, your CV has scaled through, or your referral, whatever has scaled through. So there's something we call mock interview. I don't know if time will permit us today to do it, or maybe any other time.
Yeah, I'd like us to touch on that briefly. Yes.
Okay. It's already 5 o'clock. Yeah. Time flies fast. Just to let you know, no pressures. So when you rehearse, do a mock. I call my friend or face-to-face or someone that is matured, and I rehearse. Practice make perfect. No matter how articulate you are, no matter how good you are, when you rehearse, it enhances your capabilities. It accentuates your competence. Okay. 2, you have to research the job function, even if you know what the job is. In spite of the fact that the host today is calling me an HR expert from African perspective, I will still go and research and see, because there may be 1 or 2 changes in the last 2-3 weeks I may not be aware of. So I'll go and Google, I'll go and check. I'll call 1, 2, 3 people who I know are more current than me or at the frontier of our career. Okay, review the job description, please. That's why, where possible, if they invite you for a job, there's nothing bad sending them an email that, please, can you send me a job description? However, if they don't send you the job description, take the job title, go and Google it, and look for 5, 6, 7 job descriptions. It will, the aggregate of it will give you the core of what. Of course, there may be peculiarities from country to country, company to company, but you will get the core. Do a thorough research about the company. Don't go there and they say, oh, what do they do? You say, I don't know. It doesn't matter if they invited you 8 p.m. yesterday. There's one question they almost typically ask. Tell us about yourself. Okay? You should have like an elevator pitch. Do like a 1 to 2 minute script about yourself. Okay? Then this is important. Yoruba say, the way you dress is the way you are addressed. So get yourself good, proper what? Attire. Okay. Let me quickly go to the next slide. Yeah. It's almost like my system is planning to hang. This may sound funny. Please double check your CV. Make sure that your CV does not have any typographical errors. Look for somebody else more intelligent than you to help you review your CV. Look for somebody whose English is better than you to help check. Sometimes it's not because you can't speak English, because you wrote it. When you are checking your CV, you will see what you wrote. You won't see what is on the paper. Okay. Also, simulate. You know, multiple questions. The interview itself, whether it's a or an online, maintain good posture, smile, and appear to be relaxed. So, for example, is a remote interview. Look at my background.
Who is up?
What does my background say?
Demlade. Okay, call Demlade for me.
I could as well have been in a bedroom showing you my bed. Don't let your bed be showing in an interview. Or don't let something nasty
go and call him.
Background be showing in an interview. Choose your background carefully. If it's remote, if it's physical, dress well. You can't get it wrong. Or black suits or gray suits, white shirt, maybe a red or a blue tie. Or if it is a brand that have color, like GTP now, orange tie. Okay, you may need to do 1 or 2 last minute shopping if you have the time to do that. Maintain eye contact with the interviewer or interviewers. If there are 2, 3, don't just look at only one person throughout, the person that looks most gentle, like a Z formation. Okay. Also, most interviews will give you the opportunity to ask a question. And opportunity to ask a question is an opportunity to show that you are intelligent and that you have done some basic research. So it's not very good to say I don't have a question. It's almost saying I don't know how to think. Now, if you don't have a good question, no question is better than a dumb question. But if you check through their internet, check through their website, there are questions you can ask about, oh, I can see that you are very strong in the Nigerian market. What's your plan to expand to West Africa? What are you telling them? You care about growth and expansion. Or I can see you are very strong in the Southwest. What's your plan to cover Nigeria? Oh, I can see you are very good on one product line. Do you have plans to diversify your product range? Don't tell me there are no questions. There must be. You can call me or Damola. I will give you 10 questions in 5 minutes for free. Or you can even call my host, my brother. I'm just saying, don't, if you are stranded, call me. I'm your brother, please. Call me. We have to succeed together. Okay? Never comment negatively about your previous organization or your previous boss. This is important. never bad mouth. What you are saying is that I don't have emotional intelligence. I had problem where I'm coming from. I will have problem where I'm coming to. Okay? Ensure you cover all your key strengths and that are relevant to the position, and sell yourself as the best candidate for the job. So I earlier mentioned about grooming. Let me just show you one or two things on this slide, please. If you are not, please look at the slide right now. I'll just run through in like 30 seconds. Okay. While I'm not saying you should dress completely like SU, don't also dress like a prostitute except are going for modeling or a prostitute position, and nobody here should. Okay, so use light makeup, use light perfume. Don't use turari or nothing down that the whole building they will know that somebody has entered. Okay, don't dress like the guy on my left. Look at the guy on my right. Okay. Okay. Don't dress like the lady on my left. Dress like the lady on my right. Okay. So these are some standard interview questions. I won't go into that, but know it. Tell us about yourself. What's your greatest strength? What's your greatest weakness? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What about this position do you find most, why do you want to work for our company, and so on and so forth? Over to you, Mr. Host.
Thank you, Yemi. We're already out of time, but there's this last question I want you to touch on. It's from your last slide. The question of tell us about yourself. It comes up in every other interview. Graduate entry, mid-level, even for internship, it comes up. Can you just, it's supposed to be like a 1-minute speech. What should be the format? Should I go from personal experience to my professional background and come back to my hobbies? What should it be like?
So, because I knew that you were going to ask me, I have an answer typed out. Again, brethren, please look at the screen. Please look at the screen. Tell us about yourself. Now, this is not my thought. I got it from a book on career I read many years ago. So I'm not claiming ownership, but I agree with the thought. Look at the first thing it says here. It says trap. Beware. About 80% of all interviews begin with this innocent question. Now, innocent is put in what? In parentheses or in inverted marks. Many candidates, unprepared for the question, skewer themselves by rambling, recapping their life story, delving into ancient work history or personal matters. Now, look at like a template for the best answer. Okay. Start with the present. Tell them why you are well qualified for the position. Remember that the key to all successful interviewing is to match your qualifications to what the interviewer is looking for. In other words, you must sell what the buyer is buying. This is the single most important strategy in job hunting. So let me tell a story here quickly. Okay. You can't copy and paste this. Please pay attention to the story. So when I was interviewing for my current role as head employee relations, of course, the standard organization it is, they are sent the job profile, the job description. So one of the cardinal aspects of the job is what they call medical. Very cardinal. Another cardinal thing in the job was labor relations, which also included some legal appreciation. Are you together? I gave that background to tell you. So in the process of telling them, tell us about yourself, I told them that my wife is a consultant at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Consequently, I have on speed dial access to all the top medical professionals in Lagos. Mr. Host, does it make sense or not? Thomas. I told them that my mother is a practicing lawyer and my immediate younger sister is a lawyer. Lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Even though I'm not a lawyer, we discuss law. I am very conscious of the legal implications of things, and therefore I bring this competence to the job. Mr. Host, now, have I told anybody that when you go for interview, tell them what your wife does? Absolutely not. Did I say tell them what your mother does? Absolutely not. But because it was very critical to the job, they know that if your mother is a lawyer, it means legal advice is free to you. At least your mother won't give you invoice, no matter how naughty you have been. Then they know that if you have been with lawyers for a long time, by birth, some things will have rubbed off on you. But that is now not to say that every interview, I've gone for many interviews, I didn't mention my wife, I didn't mention my mother. I'm saying there's no right or wrong thing to say. It is only if it is relevant to the job and to the opportunities. Because you can go somewhere and tell them about your wife and your mother, and that is the reason why you will lose the opportunity. So in other words, no matter what you say, so even if you tell them, oh, I went to University of Ilorin, I read economics, you must now begin to show that what you learned and how you can apply it to what I showed you some things earlier, and yes, I told you things about how do we help them with costs, how do we help them with revenue, how do we help them with quality, and how do we help them with time. Of course, we are concerned about their customer productivity. So if you say, oh, for example, when I was in the University of Ilorin, I was the president of the Redeemed Christian Fellowship or the Baptist Student Association. And you say something like, when I became the president, the fellowship had 400 members. At the end of my 1 year tenure, the fellowship had become 1,200 due to the innovative programs I was able to bring to the table. I'm saying, sir, that if you employed me as the marketing officer in your organization, I'm going to quadruple your existing client base. See what I've done? I've linked a spiritual obligation to a business need. In other words, I understand that there is growth, and I know that growth is not luck, that by maybe studying the population on ground, coming up with products and services, over time, I can what? Draw growth. But I could have just said I was the fellowship president. It could be because you are religious. Everything you say it and quickly connect to a value to the organization. So if I tell you that, for example, I went to the international school, University of Ibadan, I'm not going to stop at that. I'll quickly add, it is international school, not by name. You know, there are many international schools by name. When I went to the international school, I don't know about now, I had whites, people of different tribes. So I said early, I've been used to a diversified multicultural environment. So I have learned how to work in a multinational. If you went to my brother's school, don't mention it. Except you can say, oh, in that school, even though that school is a poor school, we lacked quality teachers. So early in my life, I learned how to be resourceful so that I can go the extra mile to get knowledge. I'm saying that there's nothing you cannot turn to an advantage. Don't just make it look like you are speaking to a girl and now saying, my name is Oluyemi Adeosun, I'm toasting you. No, every sentence must have corresponding value. That is what makes it valid.
Oh, thank you so much, Yemi. Every sentence must have corresponding value. Now, please take note of this when you're answering the question of can we get to know you more? It's a very tricky question, as you said. Well, with this insight and with this insight you may have shared, I don't believe everybody will be able to ask these questions. Either with graded entry or mid-level or what it would be. Yeah, so at this point, I get to say, get to draw the curtain. We are super grateful to one of Africa's finest HR professional. You know, it's really it's a huge privilege to have you on this webinar. Thank you so much again. Yeah, honestly, your experience, I could relate, and I know most people on this could relate very well with the experiences you shared. For myself, I remember when I was finishing in the university then, I knew I wasn't finishing with the first class, so I made sure I scouted for volunteering opportunities. I was a member of ISEC and a couple of other initiatives like that, because I felt these platforms to give me the experience to have hands-on experience, like hands-on exposure, build my network and the likes, and it actually paved out, because most times I tell someone I'm an ISEC and they sit on my CV and they want to engage me, what did you work on and all, and trust me, I just give it to my area of strength, and it always gets to work out most times. So thank you so much for the insights. Perhaps you'd get to share your slides with us so we could share with the community, because I know a couple of people have been asking. So yes, we are going to share.
I can't share this slide because it's proprietary.
What do you say?
I can't share this slide because it's proprietary.
Yeah, perhaps maybe key this particular slide, and you want to
remind me. I will work on that.
Okay. Okay.
Expect some delay due to my current schedule, so it won't be very fast. I can work on something to share.
Okay. That works. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us again. So YEC, this webinar series is going to happen every other 2 weeks. And 2 weeks from now, we'll be hosting one of Nigeria's finest entrepreneurs and co-founders in the tech space. Please stay close to your emails, and also get to follow us on our social media platforms, like you're going to see on the screen right now. Yeah, so you can follow us at YEC_NG on Instagram, Twitter, and even Facebook. We're there. So, Mr.